Look at it. Look at it. And welcome back to another episode of Full Damage on the Mindcrack Season 5 server here at Goodland, as always, because that's where we call home, pretty much. It's so beautiful. I love giant redstone contraptions, and I love ones that are tileable too, because they just look so cool, and you can just look down them. I like this one too, because there's a nice little gap in it with a little interesting thing. It actually looks like a building. It doesn't look like a redstone contraption. It actually looks kind of pretty, which I like. It's nice. But yes, we have everything kind of done here. Or not hang on. I have pests to take care of. Give me my sword. Where you at? Where are you at? You sneaky little... You can't go in there. That's a private area. Nope. Nope. I already have nearly had a disaster with a creeper here. Gee, okay. That'd be bad. But it's nearly done. We've got the main components done here. We've got all of our tileable RS NOR latches. We've got our two-way repeater. Just this little thing here. We've got our item filters, and we've got our item filters with items to filter. Good. We've got our shuffler here, which has gone under a slight redesign. This is the pulsar for the shuffler. This lever is just for testing purposes, but this is the pulsar here, which rapidly pulses. But it goes through a NOT gate here and into this dropper here. This is kind of the same thing as we had going on, where the repeater is going into the three droppers like so. But the reason it goes through a NOT gate is whenever it just defaults to off, it's going to be knotted and it's going to be on, which means that this item hopper, they're called item hoppers actually, but this hopper is locked to on by default, which means there isn't one in there at the moment because I believe I tested it, but it means we pulse it a little bit and then default it to off. There will always be an item in this hopper here, and everything is filtered through. There's no kind of backlog or anything like that. When an item comes back round, so say this come out of this dropper now, it's gone through and it's triggered whichever, and it's coming back down this line, goes into here. It does wait in here for a second, but then as soon as we turn it back on, see, there's no backlog, there's nothing being held in these hoppers, which is very important for shufflers. If you have something held in this hopper, they will never get shuffled, so that's very important. But that works. It's also gone through a slight redesign here. Before it was coming out kind of sideways, but I changed that. I can't remember why I changed that, but I did change that. It now just instead of going out sideways into this line, it goes... Oh no, I know why I changed. No, I don't really know why I changed that. But it goes up now. There was also a problem where I didn't have in the plan, I didn't have the hoppers which run across here. Maybe that's why I changed that. And that would have never worked, but now it goes up and into this line, it will go down that way, all the way down, which is good. And then this repeater here and this repeater here, and this redstone, and once we trigger this redstone, that's going to be what sends the item up into the hoppers here. We could test that with a button. If I just place a button here, and then we should see an item in the hoppers there. Excellent, and then like I said, that will go down, trigger whichever, and then go back down through this line here, and back into the shuffler. So that all works. Now, I need some more redstone. I only have 5 redstone to my name, or maybe I have enough actually, I didn't see those. Okay, maybe I have enough. But I need to put in the hoppers along here, which is fine. I should have enough iron for that, hopefully. Let's do that, like so. And then we'll come out down this way. So it's going to also default to going down into this here, back towards the shuffler. If it can't find anywhere it needs to go, we need to get that in, which is going to take some more repeaters. We need to get our player counter in, which shouldn't be too difficult. We've got plenty of room down here. We've got all this room down here. We'll probably not use this for play area because it's so small. The play area is probably going to be sticking out here, roughly where the TARDIS is actually. It's going to kind of be the corner of the play area, and then everything else will be redstone behind it. Yeah, we'll have the player counter here. That player counter is going to feed a pulse into this line here, either this block or this block, and then it'll have enough to go down all the way to the end of each one. So that'll be fine. And yeah, that's pretty much all we need to do. Well, we need to do the control circuit as well. So when you start the game, it will shuffle this for a bit. We may just have this shuffling just as and when, really. I don't see any reason why not to do that. So we may do that. But we're going to have the control circuit that will shuffle this, pulse this, which is our calculator to get, or our item sorter to pick the random deck. And then the other thing to do is to get... Oh no, we've got the shuffler here. The shuffler here is fine. So we're going to need to make the control circuit shuffle this for a little bit, and then move the items into another dropper down here where the players can go get them. So that's going to be the idea. So that's all we need to add on is the control circuit and the player filter, and then it's playable. Well, apart from it's not got the actual items in it, but it pretty much is playable, which is really exciting. I'm going to need a lot of levels though to get the player or to get the cards put in, because each one's going to be a sword, and I need to do 7 swords times 26. So I need 7 times 26 levels. That's like 3 full sets of levels essentially, because it's 30 levels. Yeah, that's going to be kind of difficult, and then I need 1 more to get that in, but that would be fine. I wish naming items didn't take a level. It's silly that it does. It shouldn't really. I don't see why it does. And it's just 1 level too, like... I don't know. It seems a little pointless. But anyway, that's the system that we have. It's all kind of functioning. Very exciting, getting it nearly done. Let's get this in quick, like so. And yes, I shall see you guys when I have a little bit more done. Okay, so I have added some stuff here. I have added a kitty. Fair enough. I have added this button here, and this button runs down here, and here, and here, up here, and towards the setting sun, and that will head into this dropper here, which is a dropper at the end of our shuffler, which will pick a random deck of cards to dispense. So that starts the whole thing. We then have this line, which by some miracle is latched. Oh, because it is on. Yeah, we'll get onto that in just a second. But we have this line which comes down here, which will trigger... It comes off the reset line for all the RS NOR latches, and it will trigger all the way down here, all the way down here, this pulsing circuit here, this piston, this repeater, which will send a pulse through our player how many there is ariser. It's a terrible name, I know. But that will then go up. If I can get some blockage to get up there, it will go up and do the actual dispensing of the decks. So I have the circuit that controls the entire thing sorted. BTC is on, but hopefully he is indisposed and I can go have a nap. But I assume he is probably not. Oh, sweet! Nailed it. Is he in the nether? Why would he be in the nether? Huh, okay, cool. Anyway, I have that. Oh, he left the game. Okay, fair enough. Yes, and then we have this circuit here. This is our player deciderizer. So if we... Now, item frames are weird. Like, I'm not targeting it there, but I'm targeting the block. So like I'll actually... Oh no, hang on. Yeah, I'm not targeting it back here, but I'm targeting the block, which is really annoying. It seems like item frames have less of a range than blocks do. Because you can see the outline for the block, but I'll target the block, I won't hit the item frame. It's annoying. Anyway, you can just turn this. So now it's 5 players. Pulse, 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 plus the spy cards, that's 5 cards in total. Turn it 2 more times, 6 players, 7 times, and 8 players. And I did have to do a little bit of tomfoolery at the back here, because it only increases it by 1 point each turn of the dial, and increases the signal by 1, I believe. I had to do this weirdness on the back here, which has extended the building size to like towards this path, but we'll move this path across 1 block, and that'll be the full size of the building. Then we've got this nice little play area here, so people can stand and play in here. This dropper is where all the cards will come from, so this is the little shuffler which will shuffle the actual deck, and then the cards will drop down and go into here. And then up here we have a line of hoppers which feed back into the system here and send all the cards back into the deck which they came from. So it works, apart from it doesn't work. Yeah, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why over here, actually. So we have there's meant to be a block here with some redstone on it, which I'll place in, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We have our item filter, which will pick a random deck. So like this is number 13. Number 13 will come down this hopper line, which has been removed slightly, but it will come down this hopper line and fall into here and send a pulse out here. That pulse, are you meant to be latched on? Hang on, let's fix this. I've got some testing buttons and stuff over here. Now, are you going to be... You are still on. Why are you on? You've managed to latch yourself on somehow. Is it because of this circuit? No, you're still on. Did I do something to you? Did I break you in some way? Latched on through these... Oh. That kind of makes sense, I guess. Alright, whatever. We'll fix that eventually. Anyway, so, the item filter circuit sends out a pulse. Pulse goes into this redstone block, which then pulses into this redstone block. And this pulse is 2 ticks long, because we have the tick from here. We have, in fact, this one's longer. If we put that back there, we have this come on, which delays the redstone by 1 tick. But then this line is on. So this line is on, and then it will power this repeater. It will power this repeater 2 ticks, and then it will turn this redstone torch off. As soon as this redstone torch turns off, this turns off because the item can filter through the hopper here. So this turns off the comparator, or doesn't turn off, it goes to a lower power mode, which then instantly, after 2 ticks, because of the 2 tick delay from the repeater, turns this block, or turns this repeater off, which then turns this block off. So there's a 2 tick long pulse going through the system. The 2 tick long pulse is picked up by this guy and sent into this block. It is then picked up by this repeater, sent into this block. This will turn off for 2 ticks, and it will retract this piston here. That piston will turn off this line, and it will get delayed a little bit, but then it will be turned off. excuse me, sorry, it will then get turned off here, which will turn this torch off, which will turn this torch on, sorry, which will turn this block on. So that's all well and good, but the problem is this block is only going to be on from this repeater for 2 ticks. It's then going to be delayed for 1 tick, delayed for 2 more ticks through here, and it will then, after about 3 ticks, or after 3 ticks, this is from my testing, the torches don't seem to matter for some reason, but after 3 ticks, the signal gets background into this block. But the signal initially only stays in this block for 2 ticks. So the problem is, this then turns into a clock. I can demonstrate that to you guys. If we get one of these. Sometimes it acts right, but most of the time it doesn't. You're gonna do this to me? I got all this kind of nonsense here. Oh, I got pistons or hoppers even. I got loads of stuff in there. Let's grab that. Right. So if we if we get what have we got in here? 23. So if we get another 23, which doesn't seem to exist. Are you for real? Got 23 in there. Okay, we'll take this 23. If we put this in, okay, this is acting right for right now. Well, no, it's not, because it's meant to come all the way up. I guess. Oh yeah, that torch is still being powered from this. Okay, let's turn this off. Okay, now we can get it to work. Right. If we grab this 23, put the 23 into the machine. Okay. Apparently it's working now, but not all the time it does work. In fact, I can show you if I get a lever, because I can give my own lengths of pulse in a lever. Because this showed me up now, because it wasn't always working, at least not consistently. I don't know what's changed now, but it seems to be working again. Jeez. Okay, let's put on this here. You for real are working now? Oh yeah, maybe because that's still latched. There you go. So the pulse is too short and it kind of freaks out a little bit. Which is not a good thing. And if we move it to this line, we'll be able to see it more actually. Let's do that. So yeah, you can see it's kind of a clock. Not a good thing. So, we can extend this length of pulse by increasing this repeater here. In fact, we've got it a 3-length pulse, which is exactly what we need, or a 4-length pulse, which is more than what we need, and we'll have a safety margin. But if we extend this by any more than 2, this will be turned on for too long, and will suck out more items from here than actually go into here. So this will actually suck 2 items out of here instead of the 1, which is a problem. So, solutions. I've been working on a solution. I've been working on solutions over here. I tried extending this pulse through here, doing some weird kind of pulse extender thing, a vertical tileable pulse extender. No, that's not going to happen. That's not a thing that exists, I don't think. But I'm thinking. Now let's rip out some of this. I've moved these back. This whole piston, or not piston, this whole item filter thing. I've moved it back. I'm thinking what we can do... I need to get this guy back on too. Hello? Where'd that guy go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm thinking what we can do is put some kind of hopper, dropper, delay clock thing, which will delay the circuit enough. We can control how long that circuit's delayed for. So let me get that implemented, and I'll be back with you guys in a second. I believe I found me one of them solutions. I have. That wasn't hillbilly at all. I was going for hillbilly. It didn't really turn out as hillbilly. But anyway, we have two hoppers, not hoppers, droppers. Two droppers, dropper, facing into each other. This dropper's facing upwards. This dropper is facing downwards. This dropper has a comparator coming out of his butt, which then goes into just the regular system that we've been having for a while now. The tileable RS NOR latch. But the tileable RS NOR latch also now has, if I can jump this gap, okay, good. Also now has a redstone torch sticking out of his brain. The redstone torch powers this redstone here, which goes into this repeater, which goes through another torch, which goes down to that redstone, which powers the top dropper. So, the way it works, in theory and in practice, because I have tested this one, I made sure it does work. We have the item sorter that sends out a pulse. That pulse triggers this dropper here. That dropper then puts the item it has, which in this case is a piece of dirt, but it doesn't really matter, into this dropper. This dropper has an item in it, so it will power this comparator, which will power this repeater, which will do the RS NOR latch. It will also turn off this redstone, turn off this redstone torch, go up into the redstone that's up here, turn off this repeater after 4 ticks, because the repeater is set to a 4-tick delay, go into this redstone torch, which will turn it on, and power the redstone on top of this block, which will power the dropper here. So after 4 ticks, I think, ish, it will empty itself. It will turn itself off. It will turn the comparator off. And that is just enough time for our RS NOR latch to actually latch, instead of becoming an RS NOR not latch, instead of being a clock annoyance thing. So, I've got a total of 8 droppers. I'm going to need to make some more droppers. I'm also going to need to move this thing back. I'm going to make some repeaters. I'm also going to need to make some comparators. And some more stone brick too. But I believe we found a solution. I believe it is going to work. It should be tileable too. I did have another design which wasn't tileable. Okay guys, so I think I've done it. I think everything is ready. I haven't tested it. Probably should have tested it before I built everything. These 4 blocks on the outside, ignore those. Those are just stairs. But I have changed the design again slightly. Let's remove these so you can see it better. So we have the comparator and the repeater coming out of the dropper here. Goes into a torch, which goes into another torch. That block you can ignore too. That's just another stair block. Goes into another torch, which is default off. That goes into a redstone line here, which then goes into the repeater here, which goes into another redstone line on this block here. And the way it works is that if any one of these turns on, if any one of these get filled, it will turn the comparator on, which will turn the torch off, which will turn the comparator, or not the comparator, the torch behind this block on, which will turn this redstone line on, which will turn this repeater on, which will empty all of the droppers. So that just saves on 24 repeaters quite nicely. But yeah, I've got that. Oh, hello, why? Okay, you've got 26 in you. We'll take that out for now. Thank you for having that though, very much appreciated. Send that down the line. Yeah, hopefully it works. Haven't tested it. But it should, in theory. But mind you, it was meant to work in theory last time. Ah, jeez. Oh, also, all of those are broken because I was fiddling around. I was messing with the comparators a little bit. If we just put you here. That should have fixed everything. Yeah, okay, we're good. Right. Got one triggered. That's what we want to start with, as that's what the system's going to have. Okay, so we should have those that came from there. Yep, we'll chuck those in this chest. Let's grab the wands. Okay, and let's grab the rest of the wands. Nope. Yes. Let's try and grab most of this stuff, actually. And make sure I grab the ones. Aha, I didn't. Good thing I checked. Okay. Go dump these in this chest. All my named cobblestone. I've been trying to keep it separate from my cobblestone that's not named, but I may have done a terrible job at that. Anyway, we've got our wands. Let us head on up. Yeah, that's fine. I can turn this off. Right. Let's head on up. Okay, and in... Okay, I need to do this line of hoppers at some point. We need to keep 2 of them. Right. Put 1. Okay, well, we'll just send it through the system. Hopefully this works. Okay. A little laggy. Kind of freaked out, but it seems to be okay. Let us now, I can kind of put the 1 in here so it'll get dropped. Let us come around this way, and then we can kind of, actually I want to get another button. We're going to press this button here so we can kind of test it and watch it at the same time. But I want to put a button... See, I've got loads of stuff everywhere now. There's no place to put a button. Let's put one here, I guess, just so I can set that line going instead. That piston there to be up. And then let's press this button. That 1 should be rejected. Hopefully, let's make sure that didn't like cross communicate and that 1's still in there. Good, good, good. Right. So hopefully we'll be able to watch this. Okay. It seems timed. It seems good, I think. I mean, it worked, and it seemed like it wouldn't have any timing issues from lag or anything like that. It's fantastic. Okay, so I just need to get everything back into here. All me items and me numbers and stuff back into there. I need to name a whole bunch of swords, which is going to take 7 times 26 levels. That's going to take a lot of levels. But I've been strip mining last night. I was listening to stuff and strip mined. So I've got that ready to go, and I've got my swords, or some of them at least. And yeah, beyond that we should be ready. We need to do the actual outside of the building and set up a little bit more redstone here. We need the system which will just make this work. So at the moment we've got it going all the way across here, picking a random thing. Oh yeah, it won't do that now, but anyway, picks a random thing, and then it comes round and does the pulse through the player counter, which is good, but we need to set up the rest of the system where it will shuffle that for a bit, and shuffle this for a bit, and then release these down this way. But then and only then we will be finally done with this nonsense. It's been a long time in the work, actually. It's been more difficult than I thought it would be, to be perfectly honest. But it is getting there. What are you? Why do you exist? Hang on, before we end the episode, let's ponder this ponder the existence. Oh, I know why it exists. It's just to get in there. Why do you exist then? Oh, 3, 4. Oh, but yep, yep, I know. You're for the item filter for the um. I've just thought of an issue. An item filter won't be able to filter something that is non-stackable. But I've just thought of something else. Our items don't need to be stackable anymore. Because the last time we had the system working, it was based on the fact that the dropper would fill up and then turn itself or be able to or turn off a hopper to feed that dropper if the dropper was less than full. But we don't need that system anymore. So go away, spider. We should, in theory, then be able to just use any old material to name stuff. So that should be fine. Hopefully. Oh, jeez. Hopefully that's not an issue. But anyway, that's going to do it for another episode of Full Damage on the Mindcrack Season 5 server. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you would like to see in the comments. If you'd like to see any other work on the Mindcrack server, let me know. But as always, thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next episode.